And you say third coast. Yeah. It's such a delight to be here tonight, utilizing the gift of song that I've been blessed with to bring to y'all so much joy. And you know, like I know, don't nothing bring more joy than a clean-cut New Orleans boy, huh? They say I wouldn't do it again.
Welcome to another episode of Concrete Reality TV, where we strive to know more and do more with what we know. We got another hot segment of Houston hometown heroes. And on this segment, we got somebody, my friend, my brother, actor in commercials, movies. This dude been doing it all, plays. I'm appreciative. I'm proud of him. Man, I'm sure glad that you came on to join us.
We got the Roc in the building.
Got Roc Living on this thing. What up, though?
What it do, baby? What's happening with y'all, man? I appreciate y'all having me.
Man, thanks for coming on. So how life been treating you, man? I don't think I talked to you since, it's since school.
Oh, we haven't. Yeah. I know we chatted online a few years ago. It was real brief though. That's just how it is. No, when you grow up, you get responsibilities, man. That's life.
Yeah.
Say Roc. I hear you went to that sorry ass middle school. Like,
wait. Now we ain't gonna start that up so early. This dude gonna jump on our middle school that fast.
Hey, chill out, partner. Chill out, man.
I'm just saying. I remember that year y'all was undefeated and y'all ran into us and we
wait a minute.
We the brakes off of y'all.
Talking about dialing with them grown ass men.
First of all, don't try to put that narrative out. We were all of age.
You remember that year we Johnston went undefeated and then we got beat down by these grown ass men that was supposed to be in high school going to middle school.
Exactly.
That is a wrong narrative. We're all middle school kids. We're all of age. You just got carried.
You look just the way you did now in middle school. Oh yeah. I was like, who the hell do you there, bro?
I did not have no beard in middle school. You stop that.
I never saw so many middle school age, boys with their full facial hair.
That's what I said.
Hey, you need to stop that, Roc. You need to stop that. Nobody had facial hair when I got there.
Man,
middle school, I'm still rocking my little peach fuzz and everything.
Yep.
These dudes had like damn goatees connecting and shit.
I was like, how they do that? Where they do that? So you went to Johnston Middle School. What elementary school you went to in H-Town?
All right, well, you see, I was born on the north side. So being in Cashmere Gardens, I went to J.C. Sanderson Elementary School from K to third grade. Then that's when my parents split and my mom moved to the Southwest Houston.
Okay.
So fourth grade, I went to Elrod Elementary, but I was being a badass because, parents split, had an attitude. I was being rebellious, so I was held back in the fourth grade. And the second time I was in the fourth grade, and then the fifth grade, I went to Coulter Elementary. And from there, Johnston Middle School. After that, I attended High School for Health Professions. Michael E. DeBakey High School for Health Professions.
So Roc, tell me all your film credits. Because I was looking you up and you've been acting for a long time, dog. So tell me about your film credits.
I got started in 98 as far as with acting. And the way I got into it, I was approached by a brother on campus at Texas Southern University. And he said, he asked me, say, what? You got something to say about TSU?
No, I love TSU.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, you because he'll slide in that little comment. She'd be like, is that a compliment or he's
No. Hey, TSU is H-Town, baby. All day long.
We repping Texas Southern.
But yeah, man, this brother approached me. He asked me if I was interested in acting. And this time I was what, maybe a junior in college. So this had to be, late 90s. And I was like, I never thought about it. Outside of taking theater arts class as an elective in middle school and high school. And he said, you look like this brother we need to replace because he dropped out at the last minute. And they were filming like that weekend. So it was like, only a couple of days away. And he said, if you're willing to, just give it a try, you get a free haircut, free wardrobe. we'll pay you a $50 stipend, free food. I was like, well, shit, okay. And like I said, this was late 90s. Fortunately, everybody said I did well, and I was a natural at it.
Had you acted before the offer at Texas Southern when the guy approached you?
I had not, man. That was my first professional acting gig, if you want to put it that way, because like I said, aside from taking theater arts in middle school and high school as an elective, that was it. And I did have an interest in it. I got so many compliments, from everybody on the production team and the fellow castmates. I was like, let me go ahead and give it a try. And the production manager, he was the production manager, producer, and he also starred in it. He's good friends with Charnele Brown.
I thought that was a different world.
A different world.
Yeah, so he good friends with her. So we connected, and she had an acting class here in Houston, and she still has it. It's still going on today. Here it is, 20-something years later. She's still continuing to enlighten the minds of those of us, aspiring thespians and things of that nature. So her business partner at the time was linked to an artistic director at a local community theater, because Charnele, she advised me to continue to learn the craft of acting before I just jump out in front of the camera and things like that. So
Roc, what theater was that? That was at the Houston
this
theater?
was the Encore Theater of Houston.
Yeah, that's a legendary
Encore
theater.
Theater.
I remember the Encore.
Yeah, it was located on Main Street.
Yep, legendary.
Right around Midtown.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I remember that.
And, man, it was, I hooked up with the artistic director, Harold Haynes, and dude, I'll just say this. If you can work with this brother here, you can work with anybody else, because he let you have it. He didn't take it easy on you. If you sucked, he told you sucked in front of everybody. If you were weak in something, he told you were weak in front of everybody. And it's like, that just toughened your skin. If you weren't tough already, I recommended so many people to him because he was just that good at what he did. But I met somebody at the theater who told me about a casting call for a film. I was like, well, I did a little pilot, for a TV show, which was the first opportunity I told you about. And they said, come on out and audition. I was like, well, okay, cool. But see, that's when I learned you had to have, headshots and resumes and things like that. So I was learning as I was going. That's when I met, now Hollywood director Greg Carter out of Houston, Texas. So met up with him, and this was his second film. His first film was Fifth Ward. His second film was Thug Life. And with this one, I was just like I was a henchman. It was a gang-related film. I was one of the gang's top fighters, and I had to fight the lead character. And because I was fighting the lead character, I had to lose. So
of course you did.
I had to make sure he knew. I was like, no, we're doing this for the camera. Don't let the smooth groove fool you.
Did you have to take any real licks?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't. Because the fight coordinator, he had enough experience to know how to cheat, for the camera. Because if you use certain angles, you don't have to have any body contact. If you're going for headshots and things like that. So learned all of that. When we say I started learning all of that at that point. Mm-hmm. So as far as that's concerned, that was my first film credit, Thug Life. At the time, it wasn't IMDb accredited, but I don't recall my first IMDb credit, but that just started a snowball effect, really. You get into these different communities, knowing people, you start hanging out, networking, attending these mixers, me leaning into these, rubbing elbows, getting inside these conversations, finding out who was who, because I learned early on that it's not who you know, it's who you know that knows you. Because you can say you know anybody and everybody, but if they don't know you, what the hell?
It don't matter.
Exactly. It's pointless.
I remember coming to see you for the first time, and I'm not sure if it was at the Encore Theater, but you had played Samson in Samson and Delilah.
That was at the Encore Theater.
Yeah, that was my first time seeing you back. I was like, this dude is good.
I appreciate you, man. That was my first lead role in the stage performance.
Wow. Was that in the 90s and late 90s or?
That was 2002.
Okay. So that was after I got out the military, because I got out in 2000. Yeah,
that was the same year my daughter was born. I'll go with the IMDb credits. So there was a retro space film that we did called Matt Mercury and the Rocket Rangers. Well, I was a space captain. You know, I wasn't the lead character, but I was a space captain for that particular series. And there's a movie called Foreign Exchange Student. That's one of the first ones I received an IMDb credit for. And the ones I'm going to list now, they can be found on Tubi. If you just download the app and just search these particular films, you got Foreign Exchange Student, you got The Perfect Wife, The Do's and Don'ts of Dating, Love and Coffee, My Biggest Fan.
Is H-Town on there?
What is it?
Is H-Town on there?
That was back in 2015, if I'm not mistaken, because I was acting alongside of Mystical.
Boy, that's how fools get shot rolling up like that.
What up? Yeah, it's a with the foe. Skinny boy kicking through the cracks. Flow from the popo, sleeping on the floor. Where you at? You don't know where you're going unless you know where you're coming from. Swing through one time, quay one south side.
We only did a trailer for that film, bro. I was kind of pissed off with the producer, because it's like he took the trailer and he went to different festivals and won these awards, and he kept promising, I'm gonna come back to H-Town, we're gonna do the full feature and all that, because it had everybody hyped up. And this dude pretty much jumped ship.
Oh, dang.
But that's just one of those disappointments you run into. So it can't always be positive.
Exactly.
So, Roc, what I was asking you was to explain what the credits are so our fans can know what the credits are.
Typically, what you want to do is make sure your film production, whether it be a feature film, a short, or a television series, you want it to be accredited by IMDb. Meaning, basically, you'll be seen by more people, and it's more of a likelihood that you'll get picked up by a distribution network, if that's your goal.
Mm-hmm.
It's always better to go that route. And, there's nothing wrong with, even if you're non-union or if you're SAG, low budget, ultra low budget, it doesn't matter as long as you receive that IMDb credit, because any actor of any prestige or any recognition has IMDb credits. So any film that you see out there in the box office or on Netflix or on these streaming platforms, it's usually SAG, and you will receive an IMDb credit for those particular productions. Mm-hmm. And that SAG is just the Screen Actors Guild or the union for film and television and commercials. It's just some of the newer streaming platforms allow you to get away with not being a SAG production.
Do you have any choice on if the film will be accredited, or is that based off of IMDb choosing that?
Well, yeah, you have to present it. I'm not going to say they'll just accept any film, and give accreditation for it, but you do have to, take it to either email it to them, and I believe you have to have at least 2/3 or 3/4 of the production done. Allow them to see it, and they'll make their decision from that point.
Okay.
I've never been in a position to where I've had to go to them directly, and ask them for accreditation. I haven't gotten to that producer status yet. The main thing is deciding if you're going to go union, which is SAG, or if you're going to go non-union. If you go non-union, you have more freedom to do what you want to do. If you go SAG, you have to follow certain rules, and sometimes it's not always easy to stick within their guidelines. My suggestion is to go non-union starting out, unless you know people who know how to put together a SAG production, no problem, because SAG, it can take time and it can delay the production, because you have to wait on them to make a final decision about you moving forward to a certain extent, or if you have to add something that you didn't present to them initially. So until you get into a certain rhythm and knowing what you're going to do in the film industry, go non-union, still seek IMDb credit. And then once you got a feel for it, you got something that's credit worthy. I mean, everybody feels as if their production is credit worthy and budget worthy and things like that. So you just have to go to certain channels, so when you make that decision, as far as either non-union or SAG, just know that with non-union, you have more freedom, more creative freedom, And then if you go SAG, you have to follow certain guidelines. And they have certain guidelines per genre of film and per style of film, whether it be feature, television, commercial, short, things like that.
So if you go independent, does that affect your money?
You won't be put at the forefront unless you just have some spectacular production that somebody who has money sees and then, sponsors you, endorses you or whatnot. When it comes to, doing independent films, which is, I love to do it because, like you said, you have more creative freedom. So, and that's what I'm working with primarily now within the past few years. There are different approaches you can take, to seeking out endorsements and, because you can go through, product placement. If you have someone who has a budget and has a product, you can put it in their film, for a certain amount of money, things of that nature. One thing that I was told was, if you know people who have money or know people who have money, get an exclusive screening for just the people with money. And so, that's one route to go. It's not always the easiest thing to do, but that is one route.
So with the industry itself, what are the positives of what you've learned by being in the industry like that?
In that industry, me personally, I've learned a lot about myself and the things that I'm willing to do and things that I'm not willing to do. As far as compromising my own personal integrity. Because I always get a question like, are there certain roles you won't perform? Hell yeah. I have limitations because I guess a lot of actors go into it thinking they can just go out there and do anything. And, that's great for them. That's fine. If that works for them, that's cool. But for me, I like to get emotionally involved in my character. So I do my best to get emotionally involved, psychologically involved. If the character doesn't have a backstory, I create it myself. That way I have something to feed off of. And that's one of the greatest things I've learned is I'm not willing to compromise my integrity. So as far as, because a lot of questions, a lot of times I used to get the question like, okay, will you ever put on the dress, a wig, and makeup? I used to get that all the time, and no disrespect to anybody who's done it, but me personally, no, I won't. That's just me. For one thing, one of the main reasons, I'm not a comedic actor, strictly, and usually that's something that's geared towards comedic actors. So that's not, I don't feel as if that'll be an issue. Let me say it never was an issue. Mm-hmm. People always ask me, will you play a gay role? I will, under certain circumstances. So I won't go into the whole list, but definitely no sexual activity. Nothing like that. And my thing is, and I say that because I was in a play where I portrayed a cat on the down low. He was a musician on the down low. Mm-hmm. And the story was it was his story. He was the lead character. He had a love interest, a female, and he had a male love interest. And nowhere in the script was there any touchy-feely, anything expressed intimately to the point where it was distasteful. Because what we did do, the only form of affection that I showed was the director wanted me to kiss the male love interest's hand. Mm-hmm. So what I did, I grabbed his hands, but I put my thumbs on top. So when I went to kiss, I'm kissing my thumbs. And they couldn't see it, in the audience because I held it up high, and then I turned it to where his hands came up, and you couldn't see my thumbs in the middle. So it's different little things like that you can get away with. I'm okay with doing that. That's not a problem. That's a part of the craft.
Yeah.
But like when it comes to film, some of the things I've seen on film,
Oh yeah.
I no. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's
It's
not something I would do.
Yeah, because it seems like that's the norm now, where everything has to have that type of character in there or characters in there. So you got one daughter, no other kids?
I have a daughter who's about to be 20, and I have a son who just turned 3.
Damn.
Yeah, man.
It's a big gap, boy.
God damn, Roc.
I know. I think about it all the time, but I'm thankful for it though, because my son just brought new life to me. You know?
They do that.
He just brought new life to me, man. And it's like,
wow. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm overjoyed to have him in my life. Overjoyed to have him in my life.
Is this it? Are you planning on dropping some more seeds?
No, sir, I'm done. I didn't get any work done to solidify that decision, but yeah, I'm good. I'm good. And then my wife was like, one and done. You know, but she said one and done. I said I'm good with that. You know, because he is a handful. That little hell, man. Yeah.
I can only imagine, because mine's 6, and you starting with me. I don't feel bad. Some of the oldest cats at the daycare. So you walking in there, you like, man, you got 18, 19-year-old parents, and we walking in 40 something. I'm like, damn. For
real. I'm like, because when he was born, I was sitting up here thinking, technically, I'm old enough to be my son's grandfather.
Exactly. That's pretty much where it's at now.
Man,
I ain't got
I was like, you have any kids, bro?
My oldest 24, man.
Bet.
Because Gillum got 3 boys
and 2 adopted daughters.
That's what's up, man. How many you got, E?
Just 1.
Oh, you got 1 6-year-old?
Yep.
That's what's up, man.
Yep. He got 2 cousins that I usually pick up every other weekend, and those are like his temporary siblings.
Bet.
Hey, let me tell you something.
Bet.
Being a father is the best thing in the world.
Yeah, there's nothing else like it. Nothing else like it.
Roc, currently, what are you working on? What projects are you doing? I mean, are you, what's happening? Okay,
the series is called Oshea. We have the first 4 episodes streaming on Tubi right now. And we have episodes 5 and 6 are going to come later. But we're doing something special with those because we left episode 4 with a big cliffhanger. So episode 5 and 6 is going to, bring that final punch for everybody as they're expecting. All I can say is that you won't be disappointed. That's all I can say about it. Aside from just being in front of the camera, over the past year and a half, I started stepping behind the camera, with production management. So right now, I have two independent film series that we're working on, and me being over production management, I'm looking over, making sure the locations are secure, making sure the budget is tight, making sure the casting department got everything taken care of, and working with everybody's scheduling. So it's a lot more responsibility, but I'm enjoying it because I reap more benefits from it also. So,
are you also writing as well?
I haven't developed that talent, brother. It's like when I was just either on stage or in front of the camera, people would ask me, okay, so do you sing and dance too? It's like, no, I hadn't developed those talents yet. I can harmonize in the chorus a little bit, that's about it. But and if we're doing a little 2-step, a little line dance, I might be able to keep up with you. But anything else other than that, nah, I'm strictly stage or film.
You got to pick one, and I'm sure you heard of this game. But basically, I'm gonna give you 3 options, and you got to pick one.
Okay.
All right. So first one: Danny Glover, Lawrence Fishburne, Forrest Whitaker.
Lawrence Fishburne. Why? Dude, that's one of the dudes I've looked up to in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
He's been consistent. He has a great range. Dude has an awesome range with his acting, and I've always just respected the characters he's taken on, and nothing against any of the other 2. He's just my preferred one out of those 3.
Haley Berry, Regina King, Kerry Washington. Pick one.
Regina King.
Whoa, I didn't expect that one. Why is that?
That woman's phenomenal, bro. That woman, man. I mean, she was the cute girl on 227, but to see her growth over the decades, man, she's a beast.
She's fine as hell.
Beast. I mean, and no knock against Hallie and Carrie, but I mean, because of the industry that I'm in, when you gave me those options, I'm automatically thinking, okay, who's my preferred, my favorite? So yeah.
Her range is so wide, E. She did the voiceover for the Boondocks.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. She did do the voices on Boondocks. Yeah.
She did that.
Both of them.
She did that, bro.
Chadwick Boseman, Don Cheadle, Idris Elba.
R.I.P. to Chad. Let me just start off with saying that.
R.I.P. to Chad.
R.I.P. to Chad.
Definitely.
That brother was super talented,
Yep.
And I felt as if he had so much more in store that he could have done. But okay, because it's still sticking with me. Don Cheadle. I got it overdone because I mean he's a beast also, and I feel as if for whatever reason he wasn't given as many opportunities as he could have. But when it comes to range and just character portrayal, I got to give it to Don.
Yeah, I like Don. Yeah, Don is on point.
Yep.
Don's on point. Where can our audience follow you?
I would love for y'all to go to imdb.com or imdbpro.com and just type in my name, ROC LIVING. That'll show you the list of my IMDb credits. And then the more views I get, the better my star meter is. So I want to get a good star meter reading. So if y'all can help me out with that, I greatly appreciate it. And as far as social media is concerned, catch me on Facebook at RL Living. It's capital R, capital L, then Living. On Instagram, you can catch me at Rockstar Live. That's ROCSTARLIV. And those were the only two I'm active on. I have a Twitter account, but I think the last time I posted on that was maybe 2016, 2017. But
you got TikTok?
Yes, I do have TikTok. I have one video posted. So please go like it. That's under Roc Living as well. ROCLIVING.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate you coming on. Be sure to check us out, Concrete Reality TV, on all streaming platforms. Like, subscribe, follow. And we got more episodes of Houston Hometown Heroes coming at you. Thank you, Roc Living, for coming on, man. And y'all have a good one.
Likewise.
I'm a stone cold beast. As you can see, I was raised in the street.